Hello, my name is Kevin Peterson, and I'm the agency owner here at Globe Life Liberty National. I appreciate you taking time to join us on this webinar. I want to do the best job I can in about 15, 17 minutes of letting you know who we are, what we do, kind of what that opportunity looks like for you. But before we get into that, I want to just share briefly about my background. I was in full-time ministry for 25 years, and that's all I did. That's all I ever knew. And I was a student minister for about 17 years and lead pastor for about 8 years. When I resigned the church I was pastoring last, I didn't know exactly where I was going to go or what I was going to do, but I had the opportunity to go in for an interview. I was invited in on a personal level to interview with Liberty National. Didn't know anything about the company, but I really loved what I heard because what I was looking for was what they were all about. And there was two things that really stood out to me. Number one is I could make the money that I wanted to make based on who I was, a sense of like how hard I worked and what I did to earn that income, right? Nobody told me I was worth $20 an hour or $60,000 a year anymore, whatever that may be. The second thing is that I knew I could promote at the level that I wanted to promote. Like I could move forward with the company at my level, and nobody was going to be able to hold me back from that. If you've ever worked beside somebody that already has a position you're interested in, you're not going to get that position, and there's nowhere for you to go. So you're kind of bumping your head on the ceiling. I'm sure some of you have been in that spot, and I didn't want to be there. I wanted to know that I could grow with the company. So I actually started with the company in April of 2014 and then promoted to an agency owner within just a little over 2 years. So in June of 2016, I actually promoted, to be the agency owner. And so that's been an awesome opportunity for me, right? And we've been able to move on from there and do great things and have great, income opportunities and potential. So that's enough about me. Let's go ahead and get started with our company and talk about those opportunities as well for you. Okay. So the first thing I want to show you is just our virtual interview process, right? So we've reached out to you through that initial contact, that phone, text message, email, possibly. You've been invited to join us on this company overview. Again, I want to take about that 15, 17 minutes and do good as job as I can on this overview to give you enough information, but to still respect your time. At the end of this, there'll be a post overview assessment. So you'll click when you click in meeting or leave meeting, it'll pop up for you. Go ahead and fill that out as soon as we get done here. You touch your screen if you're on your phone or your iPad or what have you, and I think it pops up there too or something to fill it out. If you don't get it, just reach back out. We'll make sure you get it. Okay. Then we'll do some evaluations and callbacks after we look over everything, and then we'll schedule that one-on-one, that final interview where we get a chance to know each other, talk, visit, ask questions. Okay. So the strength of the Globe Life brand is pretty awesome, to be honest with you, because there's three on the screen that really stand out. We are the official life insurance company for the Texas Rangers, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Los Angeles Lakers. That's pretty cool, right? And so it just talks about how strong we are as a brand and then financially where we are. We are also the proud partner of the Atlanta Braves. So going back to the Cowboys here, I mean, that's my favorite team since I was a kid, right? We haven't been very good, not too great. But anyway, maybe you're a Chiefs fan, maybe you're a Steelers fan, a Packers fan. We can all get along, right? We can all still get along, have a little fun with that. But those have been some of our greatest rivalries, especially when I was growing up and different things. But this just really talks about our brand level. Like look at Los Angeles Lakers, that's crazy, and then the Texas Rangers. I mean, shoot, that we have the rights to that field, Globe Life Field, for like in the next 25, 30 years, and so our brand recognition is very, very high, and it just talks about where we are as a company. So what do we do? So we offer supplemental benefits to fulfill the needs of working class families, life insurance, accident health, cancer plan. 1 out of 3 people is going to get cancer, critical illness, heart attack, stroke, end stage renal failure, those sorts of things, right? So how do we do what we do? So we are the remote team of the Peterson agencies, right? So the remote team, listen, we work from home. We're able to work hard. We're not looking for part timers. We're not looking for people that just want to make a little extra income. Just being honest with you, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for people that are hungry for a successful career where they can make a lot of money and be able to grow with the company while working from home. Okay. We work hours. We're all on the same, we're all always on there. We're not just coming and going as we want. We get it. Things happen. Something comes up. I understand that. We understand that. But we're looking for people that are committed to us so that we can be committed to them. Hopefully that makes sense. The other thing you see on the screen is we don't charge for leads. All right, we don't charge for leads, right? We understand a lot of places you're going to work, you're going to get charged for your leads. They want $500, $700, $200, whatever that number is. That's not what we do, right? So we want to help all of our agents be successful, especially when they're first starting off in their career. So we do have a dynamic lead source that we generate, just opportunities for people, whether it be through policy lapse that we have, whether it be current client base. We contact them a couple times a year. We also gather referrals from our no cost health services discount card. We use that for referrals while we're in presentations. We also have a $3,000 accidental death benefit that we give to everybody. So there's a lot of ways on the bottom. You see that referral. There's a lot of ways that we generate referrals from. Okay. So we got to be good at getting referrals. That's our biggest way that we're able to move forward and be successful. But we have other leads that we can give to people to help you gather those referrals as well. Okay. While making sales. All right. So our process is we're going to meet clients at their request virtually by appointment over Zoom. We call them first, and then we set up a Zoom appointment. We got to develop rapport and trust with them right off the bat. People are going to do business with us first, and our company's second. So they got to believe in us. They got to know that we're who we say we're going to be. They got to like us. Got to be likable, right? When you're on Zoom with somebody, consult clients on behalf of for their benefits and their insurance options. And then, as I said before, you got to obtain referrals from those client presentations. So when you're in those presentations, you've got to add to your activity resource pool and get those referrals. The more referrals you get, the more successful you're going to be. Okay, so let's look at our coverage example here. About $67 a month is about what it's going to cost, the average family, or about $15, $16 per week. Okay, so what does that look like? $15,000 on a final expense life insurance plan, income replacement $40,000 on life insurance, and then $10,000 on a cash cancer. We can write that cash cancer all the way up to $50,000. Of course, the insurance final expense can go way up as well. But this is just an example. $67, pretty affordable for most people. I think we would all agree with that. Okay. So we're going to take that needs-based approach when we're with them. We're going to emphasize, hey, how we're different, than any other company in the insurance industry. We want to provide that level of service for them, to both our new and existing customers that we're always working with. And then that presentation we're presenting over Zoom, it's going to guide us, it's going to form, it's going to educate, it's going to talk about those no cost benefits, it's going to gather referrals, really kind of for us. We just have to ask for it, and then we enter them all in there. And then we do a needs analysis survey that'll send a proposal, show it on the screen, and what we feel like they need as we walk through that application process. Won't show you all that today, but if we move forward, it's a pretty simple training issue that we can get you going on that too. Okay, on how we take our applications. So this is an example week. Let's say you're doing 12 presentations throughout the week, and you're doing those virtually. Okay, we're going to have about a 33% participation on the sale ratio. So you're going to have about 4 out of 12 presentations. Okay, each family protected is going to be about $600, okay, or about $2,400 of annual premium. That's what it looks like for us. All right. So that AP is simply per year. All right. So $600 on the screen before. So I showed you the number that they're going to spend at $67. That's going to equal roughly that $600, $2,400 total between all those 4 sales. Right. So now, if you walk over here and you look at that 4 weekly sales, you're going to make roughly $70,000, per week at 4 sales, 12 presentations, 4 sales. So the first thing we've got to do, obviously, is we got to get those presentations. Okay. We got to set all those appointments so that it generates the sales that we need. Correct. For me, I just let you know, when I started with the company, my first year, I made $78,000. My second year, I made $160,000. So I know it's possible. Right. And that's been several years back, which is probably worth a lot more now than back then. But back then it was a lot too. But so you say, hey, I want to be way above average. I want to, make 6, 7 sales, you're gonna make over 100,000. Okay. So our training system, classroom training, presentations, products is going to be taught in that. Then we're going to move into field training, which our field training is just virtual field training, right? You're going to be able. The good thing about virtually is actually the great thing about virtual is you can get trained just pretty simple. It's pretty easy. People can join your presentations, or you can join their presentations and see them and watch them and hear what they're saying, because we're pretty scripted, right? Everything we teach you is a system in that presentation. It's pretty scripted. Those rebuttals, we know what to say back when they say they they can't afford this, or let me think about it, whatever. We're going to teach and train you on that. Okay. And then so it's going to go from, observation to full participation. And now where it's you doing it, they can jump in and watch you and help you and coach you. And then, from there, we're going to do a release meeting as well to make sure you're ready. You're never going to be 100% ready, right? But we want you to be at probably 80, 89, 85%, 90% ready to go. And then we'll help you, from there, figure everything out. So one of the reasons that I'm working for the company I'm working for is because of my renewals and incentives. The main thing for me is my renewals. I'll just let you know that since I've joined the company, my renewals now are at about 325,000 every year, right? So that's before we do anything else, right? That's just my renewal. So how renewals work for us is after that client makes the 12 months premium payment, 13 months and beyond, now we get a renewal, a portion of that premium on a scale, commission scale, every month that they pay that payment, right? So that's what that looks like for me. That's my retirement plan. I mean, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, who knows if Social Security is going to be around, whenever I retire? Who even knows? And so I know that this way I'm going to be protected and my family's going to be good for the rest of our life, right? Even if I leave the company after 10 years, we're fully vested. So I'm fully vested now. If I left, I'd continue to get those renewals as long as those policies continue to get paid. Okay. So I just saw the average income for some of our folks. I'll just speak of our agency director. We've got agency directors in our company, especially, even with us, that are making well over 150, $250,000. So, the sky's the limit. It's what you put into it, it's what you're going to get out of it, right? So who are we looking for? We're looking for people that have passion for helping people. You got to be coachable. You got to want to be coached, right? I want to be coached, even though I'm the agency owner. I want to get better from people at home office that are above me. I want to learn from them and get better and learn what different offices and agencies are doing so that I can help our people get better. And then integrity, got to be a person of high integrity. And then you got to believe in yourself. I mean, you got to believe you're worth more now than what you've ever been worth. I know from time to time people come in and they're tired of being told, hey, that I'm worth 14 hours, $14 an hour, $16 an hour, whatever. And at some point in time, people's got to break the cycle. Maybe you've been in a family that's never made over 50,000. You want to be the first one to make over 50, or the first one to make over 100 or 200,000, whatever it is. Some point in time, you got to believe in yourself and go dig in and get it right. One of my passions is leadership and helping people. I love to help people have the same opportunity that I've had. Financially, I know it's not all about finances, but it's also about helping families. And so, from a leadership perspective, I want to be there to help our people, to help them grow, to get better. We're recruiting and we're growing from the Peterson agencies in all states across the United States. Like, we're hiring people remotely to work in, whether it be Texas or whether it be, Florida, or whether it be, of course, Oklahoma, California, wherever. We're opening this up to where people can work from home and be successful at home. Obviously, again, we're not looking for part timers. We're not looking for people that are lazy, are going to sit on their chair or in their bed and try to work with, night clothes on. We're not looking for that. We're looking for people that are going to get up, be professional, be ready to go, and look sharp, and be hungry to help people with their benefits and things that they want to protect their family with, right? So what does it look like leadership wise? Take a screenshot of this, running out of time here, but we're looking to promote people within 6 to 10 weeks, not 2 to 6 months, to be honest with you. Okay. Again, you got to look at that agency director position. That's where I was talking about. We have plenty of people there making $250,000 or more in our company for sure. And then, hey, look, maybe you want to be in the agency owner position. Maybe you want to start an agency owner, a remote position. Shoot, our companies, they're pouring a lot of money into that, where there's opportunities there if you open a market down the road and you've grown and showed yourself and proved yourself. I mean, they're willing to help you. So yeah, let's go. We'll help you get there. Okay. uh, A's across the board, you can see that A pluses, but A's across the board for our financial stability. Culture, who are we? So, our annual convention, we get to go to nice places. Our company sends us places when we qualify. Typically, we take 15 to 25 qualifiers, and then they get to take a significant other, friend, family member, spouse, whoever it might be. It's a 3-day trip. We have an awesome award ceremony that they do for us. And so those of us that qualify, we get to walk on stage. We had it in Nashville one year, and then I was able to be at the Grand Ole Opry there and won my award on that stage. That was pretty awesome for me. But we've been to Nassau, we've been to Punta Cana, we've been to San Diego, we've been to Las Vegas, we've been to Cozumel. We've been to so many nice places with our company that treat us really good. But probably even more so important than that, y'all, is that we give back. our company believes that we're blessed. We want to bless others. So everywhere we go, whether it be for convention or agency owner meeting or whatever it is, we always find a nonprofit that we can partner with that are less fortunate, and we want to bless them. And so you can see last year we gave over $4 million to our program, which is called Make Tomorrow Better, and we do that throughout the year within all of our Globe Life companies. Keys to success: got to have that professional certification. You got to have your insurance exam passed and things. We'll talk about that just briefly. Smartphone, laptop. Don't let that scare you off. Most people have a smartphone. Got to have a laptop to take your applications, but that's something that's pretty simple to get. If you don't have it, most people still do. You got to embrace our culture of who we are. Again, you got to show up. You got to go to work. We're not looking for people that are just always making excuses and want to take the day off, because you ain't gonna be successful, and we don't have time for that. Just to be honest with you. Entrepreneurial attitude. You got to have that self-starter grind, that grind attitude, that you're ready to get out and make it happen. Now, so I'm not going to go over everybody's, whatever state you're in. I'm not going to go over what it costs in all states, but I will say that typically, we take care of about 70% of those fees. So you would be responsible about 30% of those fees. Again, it's different in every state. We could talk more about that on your final one-on-one Zoom interview. But I will say this, okay? Anything that you have come out of your pocket, our company, this is crazy. Our company is willing to pay you back 100% of that if you pass your test, state exam within 15 days. We'll give every bit of it back, whatever that amount is. So if it's total of $150, $175, 120, whatever it is per state, we're willing to give you every bit of that back. So even that 30% that you might have to pay on the front end, our company is going to give you that back if you pass within 15 days from starting your study course. You see on the screen that 16 to 30 days, it's still 50%, right? That's just us investing in you. And that's pretty awesome, in my opinion. So as we're moving forward right here, when you click in just a minute, you're going to fill out that exit questionnaire. It's going to appear on your screen. You may have to touch your screen. It'll go to, it'll pop up, whatever, for you to fill out, ask for a little information, but you need to fill that out ASAP, because we're going to move forward quickly. So if you're interested, don't wait. And it's only going to take you 3 or 4 minutes to fill that out. If you're on a touch screen or your phone, just touch it. I think it'll just pop up as well. If for some reason you're not able to get it, reach back out to us. Let us help you with that. We'll get something to you. Then we're going to evaluate everything, and then we're going to hop back on Zoom for that one-on-one, that Zoom interview with myself or one of my managers, one of my team leaders, and we'll get back with you to see if we're a good fit, ask questions, get to know each other. All right. So listen, I appreciate your time. I don't know what time it is or how I did on this, but hopefully I respected your time enough and gave you enough information. Look forward to talking to some of you soon. Thank you.